Fuck up your video?
Go ahead, so I can finish. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about hair growth and hair damage. So in order to promote hair growth, obviously, you would have to minimize your damage and also repair the damage that you already have. And instead of doing a whole big chop, there's other ways to actually achieve getting rid of damage, or not really getting rid of it, but helping your hair to be more healthy and just minimize all those signs of damage. First tip is stop using heat. If you are a curly or natural girl and you use a lot of heat, that is not good for your hair. Number one, that is only just breaking your hair and causing it to just fry, literally. When you flat iron your hair or use any type of heat, it is always going to be bad for your hair no matter how you do it. Even when you use heat protectant, sometimes those heat protectants don't really do as much to help protect. Yes, it does protect, but only to an extent. So what I try to do is I try to stay away from heat as much as possible. As you know, I don't really straighten my hair ever, honestly. The only time I would probably straighten my hair is if I'm wearing like a wig and it doesn't really match my hair or something, and I don't really wear wigs that much. But when you do see me wear a wig, I would leave out as little as possible, and then I would probably use heat protectant and obviously straighten out my leave out. But other than that, heat is not good, you guys. It is the worst thing for your hair unless you're sitting under a dryer and you're treating your hair with some sort of deep conditioner or something like that, because that's not bad heat. That's like steaming your hair with the stuff that you actually need for your hair. My next tip is limit the chemicals that you use in your hair. Chemicals that are stripping your hair from everything that's good for it is not good for your hair. So using chemicals on your hair is defeating the purpose of being natural, honestly, because if you're gonna use chemicals such as perms, such as straightening agents to change the texture of your hair, that's not helping your hair. That's only just making your hair damage. If you're gonna color your hair, that's definitely damaging it. That's like the worst, especially when you're trying to color your hair and bring it from like a brown to all the way to a platinum blonde. You don't do stuff like that in one shot. So if you're gonna color your hair, you need to do it in stages. So you would basically color your hair to one shade lighter, and then keep going until you get the desired color that you want. I don't recommend, however, coloring your hair, because that's one of the reasons why I ended up doing my big chop. So coloring is obviously going to make your hair break. It's also going to make your hair look thinner over time, because it literally strips your hair. So that is something that you need to stay away from if you're trying to really have your hair grow out and just be at the maximum length that you are trying to achieve. My next step is co-wash. It's December, so co-washing is my biggest thing. I like to co-wash my hair because it does not strip my hair just as much as shampoo does. So co-washing is basically a conditioner that you can use that will cleanse your hair, but it won't strip your hair. So I suggest co-washing your hair instead of shampooing it on a regular. I would shampoo my hair at least twice a month, or maybe once a month sometimes. So that would definitely help with hair growth. My next step is avoid shampoo that has sulfate. So I suggest using a shampoo that does not have sulfate in it. They have a lot of shampoos out there that are sulfate free, and that can also help with if you don't want to co-wash but you want to make sure that your hair is cleansed. I suggest using one of those shampoos. I will do another video separate from this showing some good sulfate free shampoos that I use, and that should help you guys out. My next step is stay away from tight hairstyles. if you're gonna wear your hair in tight braids, tight ponytails and stuff, you're gonna actually have to do it not for a long period of time. So if you're gonna wear your hair in a tight ponytail, don't keep it in your hair for a long time, because what that does is that tears out your hair and it causes too much tension at the roots of your hair, so therefore you're gonna get breakage, and that also affects your edges as well. And I know you guys like to keep your edges, everyone likes to keep their edges, so you need to stay away from those tight, extremely tight hairstyles. My next step is don't be afraid of cutting. Cutting is your best friend. I know a lot of people like to stay away from cutting because they want to keep the little bit of length that they have gotten or are getting, so they don't want to cut their hair. But really and truly, cutting your hair is really good because it gets rid of the old hair and it promotes the growth of new hair. So I suggest if you don't want to do the big chop, obviously you would probably want to do what I did when I first went natural. I just was gradually cutting my ends. Like every 2 weeks I would just keep cutting my ends, and eventually it was all new hair. So if you don't want to cut your hair in one shot, definitely keep on cutting your ends. It doesn't matter if your hair has grown 2 inches this month, still cut that hair, because don't worry, it's going to grow. My next step is deep treat your hair. There's lots of deep conditioners out there that you can use to treat your hair and actually revive it, because every so often your hair is going to need that extra oomph. One really affordable deep treatment that I like to use, and I used this in one of my wash and goes previously, is the Proclaim. This one is really good, and it's really cheap, and I usually get good results from this. It's called the Proclaim Cholesterol, and this, you can use this under the dryer, or you can leave this in your hair for an hour or the whole day if you want to, and it will definitely bring your hair back to life. And it is a good alternative if you don't want to go out and get no expensive deep treatment, or you can actually make your own deep treatment, which I can do another video on that as well, and show you different things that you have in your kitchen that you probably could just use instead. The important step is be patient. One problem that a lot of people have is that they cannot be patient when it comes to growing their hair, and in order to see results, you have to be patient, because it doesn't happen overnight. And if you're, as always with everything in life, if you're not patient, you're obviously going to feel like it's taking a long time. So this goes into my next step, which
Fucked up your video?
Go ahead, so I can finish. If you continuously watch your hair grow, it's not going to look like it's growing, and it's going to get frustrating. And I understand that you are in a rush, but we don't need to be in a rush, because our hair will grow. As long as you do these things and be consistent with it, your hair is gonna grow. Don't pay attention to it. It's just like trying to watch a baby grow up. You cannot physically see growth. You see growth over time, but you don't see it as it's growing. So you have to really focus on the things that you need to do, instead of focusing on every day, oh, how much did my hair grow? Let me check, let me measure it. No, don't do that. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, and hopefully I helped, and I will see you guys in my next video.